The sound of electric guitars and pounding drums breaks the silence. A quintessential rock anthem from the 80s, a classic that still makes our hearts race. Welcome, friends, to the vibrant and eclectic era of the 80s. A decade that presented us with an array of music, from the synth pop of Depeche Mode to the hard rock of AC/DC. It was a time that redefined the music scene and left an indelible mark on our cultural landscape. Join us on this rhythmic journey through one of the most influential decades in music history. As we step into the neon lights of the early 80s, we're met with an exhilarating explosion of sound. This era was a time of vibrant energy, when the music scene was pulsating with the rise of pop and rock genres. It was a time when music started to break boundaries and new sounds were born. Among the iconic tunes that graced the airwaves were tracks that forever imprinted an indelible mark on the industry, making household names out of artists who would come to define the era. These songs married rock and pop a way that was both haunting and captivating. They were a breath of fresh air, challenging societal norms and shaking up the music industry. The early 80s set the stage for an unforgettable decade of music with its fusion of pop and rock. As we journey into the mid-80s, the music landscape shifts and we're greeted by popular tunes that continue to resonate with us till this day. This era marked a significant transformation in popular music by the rise of new wave and synth pop. These genres introduced a novel, electronic sound to the music world, hallmarked by catchy hooks and a danceable rhythm. The mid-80s was riddled with numerous standout tracks that not only dominated the charts but also helped shape the sound and style of that era. These songs pushed the envelope of what pop music could be, combining traditional instruments with innovative technology to forge a sound that was wholly new and exhilarating. The mid-80s presented with an engaging mix of new wave and synth pop, crafting a unique auditory experience that's still cherished today. As we step into the late 80s, we're met with the harmonious tunes that resonated from every corner of the globe. As we explore deeper into this lively era, we find ourselves in the midst of a sonic revolution. An array of styles and genres contended for the limelight, each leaving a unique imprint on the auditory environment of that period. The late 80s was characterized by the rise of glam rock, a genre that encapsulated the ethos of extravagance and indulgence. Bands of this genre took center stage, their electrifying performances and larger-than-life personalities captivating audiences worldwide. Their hits became anthems for the generation, with iconic riffs that were instantly recognizable. However, the late 80s wasn't all about rock and roll. A fresh sound was emerging from the subculture, with the potential to reshape the sound of the future. The raw and authentic storytelling of hip-hop was gaining traction, striking a chord with listeners. The late 80s was a period of transition, a time of experimentation and evolution. Many tracks from this era continue to reverberate with us, their timeless charm testifying to the lasting force of music. The late 80s bestowed upon us an enduring legacy of hits, marking the conclusion of an era that significantly molded the music we appreciate today. As we wave goodbye to the 80s, we're serenaded by the compelling and diverse sounds that defined this era. This decade was a vibrant and transformative period in music history, a time that saw the birth of new genres and the rise of iconic artists. The early 80s introduced us to the foot-tapping rhythms of new wave and the raw energy of punk rock. By mid-decade, synth-pop had taken the stage, its futuristic sounds capturing the era's optimism and technological advancements. The late 80s, meanwhile, witnessed the rise of hip-hop, a genre that would go on to shape the music of subsequent decades. Through it all, the 80s were a time of bold experimentation and diversity, a decade that pushed the boundaries of what music could be. From pop to rock, from new wave to hip-hop, the 80s was a decade that truly transformed the world of music, and its influence continues to resonate today.